All right, man, so we're gonna be breaking down my 3 biggest mistakes as a music producer. This is no BS. These are the things that I bet a lot of you are going through right now or will eventually go through it. Hopefully I can save you some time and save you some headaches. As I'm talking about all this stuff, I'm gonna be making some beats as well, so let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. All right, I'm gonna use a melody from the Producer Growth Kit by Wavegrind. I think this one's called Anecdote, and I really like the keys from it. They sound like this. I'm gonna use something from this. We'll see what we got. So we're gonna chop this sample up a little bit. I want this to repeat. So it goes dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we chopped it up. We didn't use the exact same sample, but we have something that we like. So where do we go from here? Probably some drums. All right, so I'm also gonna pull the bass sound from it too and try to match that up. We gotta get the same notes now. All right, there, so we got a bass line as well. All right, there it is. There's the guitar melody. I mean, I don't know if I've ever played a guitar melody that good in my life, but I really like that. I just think it fits so well with the piano. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be so fire. All right, man, now that we have that fire melody, let's talk about, man, one of my biggest mistakes, one of my biggest regrets. When I first started making music, I didn't tell anybody that I made music. I was so scared that I would get made fun of, that my music wasn't any good, that people would try to convince me to not make music and do something else. So I was being completely suppressed by these perceived outside opinions, right? Wondering what people think, not really knowing what they think, when in reality, people probably didn't care that I was making music and probably would not have reacted the way that I thought they were going to. And I know that worrying about what other people think is very common. Everybody does it. I still do it. But the reason I call it a mistake is for 2 things. One, why did I put myself through that, right? Mentally, I was just so worried. It was like crippling to the point where I would like really freak out if I thought somebody was gonna find out that I made music. And 2, I always wonder, how much did that hold me back, right? Where would I be now if I just dove in, no fear, just continued to improve, went for it, didn't, like I said, hold back. So yeah, that's my #1 biggest mistake. I'm sure a lot of you go through that. We all go through it, but I'm telling you right now, it is not worth it. Easier said than done, but not worth it. All right, let's get some drums going in here. All right, so I really want these velocities to be different here. All right, fire, let's keep going. Okay, man, I mean, when just the piano comes in, bro. Okay, now, fire drums. To get into my second mistake, and 1 and 2 actually go hand in hand, I was not consistent when I first started out. And my worrying about what other people thought and being kind of restrained by those thoughts were holding me back from being consistent, if that makes sense. So without the consistency, man, that is like all I focus on now. When I wasn't consistent, I'd see a steady decline, like followers, fans, numbers, how good I was becoming at music. I was probably getting worse because I wasn't keeping up with new trends or whatever. But when I was consistent, I would see exponential growth. Fans, followers, streams, numbers, getting better at music, learning my craft, proving at my craft. All that stuff came from consistency. Now, this mistake I don't think was as big of a mistake because at the beginning it helped me learn to be consistent. It was kind of one of those things that I had to learn by messing up, right? Not being consistent kind of bit me in the ass a little bit, and it was like, hey, come on, you got to get your stuff together. I always look at it as if you're not consistent, somebody else is, right? If you take a day off, someone else is working. That's how my brain is wired now. I do not try to miss days. I take obviously breaks. There's a difference between not being consistent and taking breaks. Taking break is like a mental break that you need, but being consistent, I try to improve every single day and then get that exponential growth. So not being consistent at the start really screwed me over in a lot of different ways, but I had to go through that to learn my lesson. For you guys, don't go through it. Just listen to me and then you won't have to worry about anything. Just be consistent. It does take time to become consistent, I will say that, but be consistent. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches. I think there's a vocal sample already in this thing. I think this is pretty fire too. Maybe we'll chop up this vocal sample as well. Shout out to Wave Grind, man. This is a pretty fire sample. Yeah, okay, it's over. it's just over. I'm just gonna, this is gonna be crazy. All right, let's find the best parts of this vocal though. And then we'll go again right there with that one. And then we'll go into this next part. Oh my gosh, hold on. And then we'll go this one right here. Hope you guys are following this. And then we'll cut it and then it'll go back to these original ones. I love that. I love that. I love that. Hold on. And maybe they don't come in until like the second half. I actually don't like it with the guitar. So maybe the guitar is only an intro thing. All right, that didn't take long. We chopped the vocal up. Beat's pretty much done. My last mistake, what is it? I'm gonna tell you right now. I think my last mistake, especially coming up, was I did not want to collab with people. For whatever reason, I just hated the thought of collabing. I thought I needed to make every melody myself, like not use loops, don't work with other producers. Like, I don't know why I had this thought. I just wanted to do everything myself my own way. Now I have completely, well, not completely, but I've let go a lot, right? Letting go of all that stuff, right? Understanding that you're not gonna be the best person for the job every single time. I am not the best guitar player. So if I know someone that can play the guitar better than me, why would I not work with them, right? I just think that is so important. I don't know if any of you out there are feeling that same way where you're like, I just want to do everything myself and be me and always just me all the time. I have completely done a 360. I actually try to work with more people now. That's how you grow, man. And that's how you learn, to be completely honest. I've learned the most by sitting in studios with artists and other producers. That's how you get to know more things, right? So that is something, huge advice. That's a huge mistake I made. You learn way more working with people. You probably make better music working with other people. You know, don't waste your time with people that aren't worth it, but you know, there's probably people out there that are a little bit better than you or on the same level than you that you should be working with, and you guys can grow together. More brains is better, right? You guys can do more things, think of more things, and grow faster that way. Not sure how long this video lasted, but if you guys are struggling with anything, drop a comment. Someone probably has gone through the same thing that can help you out. I probably have gone through a lot of them as well that can help you out. Let me know what you're struggling with. I'll try to help you guys, and someone else probably will too. It's a community. That's what this is about. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the deal, and I'll see you next week in next week's video. Love you guys.